Should you make your own TCG? Is your idea as original as you think it is? And what is the future of TCGs anyway? Let's find out. Hi everyone, I'm Andrea and this is the creation of a card game. I'm creating a card game from scratch and reporting each step of the way on this series here on this channel. So if you would like to follow this journey, which is a wild journey, and I'm speaking in a very weird way and I'm gonna stop that, I'm sorry. Just subscribe and follow along. So just to give you some context, I recently gave up on the idea of creating a TCG, and that's why I'm talking about this topic once again, because on the last video, I just explained the reasons why I gave up making a TCG, but I still think I want to talk more on how you probably, you guessed it, shouldn't make a TCG. But no hate, and I know that if you go for some Reddit forums, people will just hate on you just when you mention the word TCG. No hate here, I just want to make you think 3-4 times before you actually go ahead with this idea, because I think I had my moment of realization that I was about to make a big mistake and I managed to fix it, and I want to share that with you because it might be helpful. Why you shouldn't make a TCG? Let's start with the basic. Let's just start with the basic because I ask myself this question as well, and that's probably 50% of the answer. When was the last time that you yourself bought a pack from an indie TCG? Probably never. Yes. Why? Why is that? Because you don't trust a random creator, because you think that people cannot put the effort and have the skills to elaborate or create from scratch a functional, perfect, fun game. What is the reason behind that? Is it reliability on getting the next pack? You don't know if you will get it. It's the cost of shipment. What is the question? Ask yourself why you never ordered a TCG pack from an indie creator like yourself are aiming to be. That's the first question to start with. And if you bought a pack, if you're inside of some TCG indie, but from an indie creator, and you are loving that TCG specifically, or even if you have multiple TCGs that you backed on Kickstarter, or you just buy the packs for playing or collecting or whatever, still ask yourself this question: what will make your game stand out as much from it? Because I was there. I was just very recently, I was thinking that I had a TCG idea and it would be great, because I was so unaware of the real world, this underworld of creation and development of games, that I just thought that I had a special idea. I thought I was unique. But then look at this. Just for curiosity and for research purposes, I decided to go to Kickstarter and type TCG. And look at this. Hero Valor TCG, Blasphemy TCG, Echoes of Astra TCG, Tennis TCG, Ruplay TCG, Draconis 8 TCG, Starfall Catastrophe TCG, Convenant, Paragon Monsters and Mayhem TCG, CCG, Hypercrisis TCG, Chrono Court TCG, Kingdoms TCG Remastered. You know what I mean? You're getting what I mean? Look how many people think that they have a special idea, like yourself and like I did as well. We are not that alone in this world. We are not that creative as we think. A lot of people is having the idea of creating TCGs. And the competition is not only against the Pokemon and Magic the Gathering and One Piece and Lorcana and all the existing TCGs that are very popular. It's also with these aspiring and hopeful creators that are aiming to create a TCG. Look at Reddit. How many people are asking, how do I make a TCG? How should I improve my TCG? Is it a good idea to make a TCG? Making a custom TCG? You know what I mean? It's a super hyper saturated market right now, and you should be careful with that. Now, if you tell me, but Andrea, I just want to make a TCG because it's my goal, it's my project, it's my dream, it's just to play with my friends, to open some packs with my friends, I don't have any commercial intention. Go ahead, by all means, go ahead and do that. Just do it. Now, if you want to start a Kickstarter, start a business, if you aspire to become a millionaire and be rich with that, don't. I mean, who am I to say no, but just saying. Sorry to interrupt, but would you like to win these booster packs? We have here Yu-Gi-Oh!, Digimon, Dragon Ball, Arcana, Pokémon, One Piece, and Magic the Gathering, including a collector booster pack. I will give them away to the winner of our playtest tournament contest that it will be hosted in our Discord. Join our Discord, come have fun playtesting Q-Boss, and you might win all these packs worth around 100 euros. The link is on the description. And now the second question we should make is, what is even the future of TCGs? Look at this box. It's a Pokemon booster box. I bought it about a year and a half ago for 100 euros. Do you know how much it costs now? 400. Now, tell me another investment that has this kind of gains in such a short amount of time. And we can go even further. There are new sets being released, and 1 month after being released, they are valued at double. They are selling for 2 or 3 times. Look at Destiny Rifles right now. I know this because I'm following Pokemon for quite a while. I cannot talk about Magic the Gathering so much because I'm not into that, but I still think that it's happening pretty much the same phenomena. Because we have to realize that there is a big difference between players and collectors. And this is a trading card game. Now, it's a game. It says on the title, it's a game. But who do you think is buying Pokemon cards? On my case, I consider myself a collector because I bought this as I have the intention to have 1 booster pack per each of the sets of the Scarlet and Violet era. That it's the era that brought me back into the hobby with this nostalgia. I don't know. Doesn't matter. It's not that interesting anyway. What I'm saying is that this is a game that currently has 90% of people buying it not to play. Now, am I sad that this box is 4 times more expensive than when I bought it? And if I want to sell it now, I have 4 times profit? Yes, I'm sad about that because that means that I also cannot achieve my goal of completing this collection. It's as simple as that. If my items, the ones that I already acquired, are super inflated, super high valued, it means that the new products are also following the hype and I just cannot keep up with the collection part of it. Which means that most likely I will at some point say, okay, enough of this. I cannot pay 300 euros, 400 euros, 500 euros, 600 euros for a set that has 3 months old, that is 3 months old. I simply will not follow this hobby anymore. I'll just give up. What it means if all the collectors give up, like me, I don't know, we are back to the players, like the 10% of people that are actually consuming the product. I think the company might have a problem in the future. Or we still have the investors or the speculators, let's call them rather speculators that are just scalping all the products for themselves and then they are controlling the prices of the market. But this is not sustainable. And what I see happening, it's a big burst that will leave a lot of people burning. A lot of people that have no idea what they are doing. They are buying hyperinflated products that will just not keep up with the momentum that they're having right now because it's a mega hype right now and Pokemon will be 30 years old next year and there is all this speculation that it's true, okay? It's true that it's very popular. But until when? Until when? And what is the future of the game if the collecting part of it gets tired, fatigued, and abandons the boat? What happens to the people that are buying all the Pokemon products and keeping it on the wardrobe and aiming to sell this in 1 year or 2 years or 5 years or 10 years if nobody will ever want to buy that again? Okay, this is a huge exaggeration. Of course, there will be always people willing to buy those products because they love them. But I'm just saying that the demand maybe right now is quite artificial. So I think this eventually, sooner or later, and I'm not talking about months, maybe I'm talking about 3 to 5 to 10 years from now on, I think the TCG model per se by itself will have a huge problem because it's not sustainable. Even from an environmental point of view, You have a lot of cards that are completely useless, garbage. Nobody wants them. Not the collectors, not the players. They are just commons with 40 HP. That's just to throw away. Why they even make them anymore? We have too many set releases every year. It's like 5 or 6 sets releases. Who can follow up? Who can keep up with that? There's a shift on the market of the trading card game. For people don't want to keep up, having to spend huge amounts of money just to buy cards, so they are going for proxies, and the proxies will just become a more natural phenomenon, because right now they have a lot of hate. There's these puritans like the proxies are the ruin of the business. You cannot buy proxies, you shouldn't do that, you're hurting the game. Okay, I think this will shift because the prices are just becoming unattainable. They are just too high, so people will naturally shift to proxies if they want to continue playing Magic the Gathering or Pokemon or whatever. So there will be more people using proxies. The collectors will eventually leave if the prices will be just unattainable. The speculators will also leave because they realize they made a big mistake and are burning with a lot of product that is worth much less than what they paid for. What is the future of this model? What is the future of this model? I don't know. I don't, honestly, nobody knows. I don't have a crystal ball to say what is the future. I just don't see that the market right now will keep up as it was from the last 20 to 30 years, because there was, of course, always periods of hype and periods of dryness. But I think that we are entering a new era where players want something more like LCG/ECG. If you don't know what is that, go see my previous video. I described everything and I compared everything between a trading card game and the expandable card game. This just to say that I'm not even considering the part that you have to invest a lot, randomize the cards inside the booster packs. The booster packs are expensive and they will only become cheaper in a huge scale, like you probably have to order 10,000 packs at once to have a reliable price that you can resell, not for $10 or $15, that people will actually pay for. That should be like in the amounts of $5 to $7 maximum. So you have the upfront cost. You have to gather an audience. You need to have an audience for that, and you don't have an IP. You don't have a Marvel or Pokemon or Disney sustaining your business, so you don't have people that already know the concept, the world that you have, and they will just get into the boat because they are fans of that world. It doesn't exist. You have to create that as well, and it's super difficult. And also you need to create sets in a timely manner, because a TCG, it's basically a game where players want to expand their decks constantly and they want to see new illustrations constantly. If you just create the TCG to have a base set, it's not a TCG, it's a board game, whatever. You know what I mean? So really ask yourself all of these questions before you actually commit a lot of time and work and effort into creating your own TCG, because most likely at some point later you will give up. So it's better to just have all this perspective before you waste too much of your time. That's all I wanted to say to complement the previous video. Again, go see my previous video if you want to learn the pros of the expandable card game model, which I think it will be much better, and that's the direction that I'm choosing for Q-Boss, my card game. And that's all. I don't know, this video was more conversational. It was a bit different, but hey, we are here. And if you're still there, thank you for watching, thank you for being here, and see you on the next video.